Am I overreacting about an incident that happened to my daughter at school?
Never.
Yeah, I agree.
So, my daughter just started middle school last week. Yesterday, a boy put pencil lead in her water bottle straw and she didn't notice. When she went to drink from it, another girl spoke up and said, "Don't drink that. Peter put something in it."
I'm beating Peter's ass.
Peter's a dick.
I'm beating his ass. And then asking where his parents are so I could beat their ass too.
I thought you said.
Oh, this whole time I'm hearing peeing their ass. I'm like,
Oh, no.
Beat his ass.
I was like, hell yeah, Sean, let's fucking go.
Would never.
Yeah, for Pete's sake, right?
No, just for my own.
My daughter looked inside and saw the pencil lead in her water. Boys were laughing at her, including the one that put it in there. My daughter told the teacher, and the teacher yelled at the kid, and that was it. The boy asked if she was going to tell his parents, and she said, "No, it's not that big of a deal." I was pissed because pencil lead and soft tissue of someone's throat could have been an issue. A serious medical issue? Probably not, but it's contaminating someone's water. I wrote the school asking if they would check in on the incident, given it's an actual crime to mess with someone's food or water. At the very least, there should be an incident report about it so the boy's parents get notified. I would want to be notified if my kid did something like this. This is where more of the rage comes in. The counselor met with my daughter and wrote me an email. In the email, she stated she met with my daughter and she let my daughter know that she didn't need to tell the teacher and she could have just told the boy directly that she didn't like that and to not do it again. She then goes on to explain to my daughter that the boy probably had a crush on her and sometimes boys do that when they like her.
Nah, I'm mad, bro.
Nope.
No fucking way, dude. Fired.
Insane.
You should be fired.
Or at least
more training. For you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's insane. That's being like,
how many kids has this person fucked up?
Yeah.
Is what I'm wondering. You know what I mean?
Girls especially being like, yeah, it's what boys do.
Just like you.
You gotta get used to that. Like, that's so fucked up to teach
Because
people.
that's just setting such a dangerous precedent.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
he
that's how
punched
they
me.
end up turning to be like incels, bro.
Yeah.
Like guys that can't fucking, if you don't like teach them young, those are the kind of guys that don't respect consent and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
She then went on to say she told my daughter to make sure she doesn't leave her water unattended and to maybe put a cap on the straw. As if she should carry that shit around and it's her fault this fucker put shit in her water.
I'm fighting this counselor, bro.
I'm so pissed about this.
Let's blame the fucking middle school victim here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what was she wearing? She probably
That's what
should,
it feels
put
like.
a sweater on. Yeah, it's exactly this bullshit. It's victim blaming. I wrote her back saying that I felt like the school was stating contaminating someone's food or water is not a big deal, blaming my daughter for not watching her water bottle 24/7, even when somewhere else in the classroom, and then saying boys will be boys because they like her. What the actual fuck?
Mm-hmm.
My husband is a teacher in the district, and he says it's weird how they're handling this, but he's also used to elementary school standards. So am I overreacting?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. I'd be at that school the next day.
Sean's
Let
gonna
me see
beat
this
someone's
fucking
ass for sure.
Let me see this counselor. I got some words.
I get some words, and the teacher.
And the teacher.
Yeah. That's an insane thing. It's just it's exactly what you said, Sean. It's victim blaming at its core, and instilling victim mentality.
Yeah, because
just suppress
when she's
it.
older, God forbid something worse happens.
Yeah,
she's gonna be like, all right, well, the authorities already,
taught me they're not gonna do shit. Yeah,
that they don't care. You know what I mean? So to instill that young is crazy, and then to essentially let the little boy get scot-free.
Yeah,
and he's like, you've taught him. Oh, that's just what we do.
She's gonna get in trouble if I do shit. Oh, that's crazy. Okay,
That's sick, dude. It's because she didn't watch your bottle. What else am I supposed to do but put lead in it?
It's not my fault.
I mean, what are you asking of me?
It's insane.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
And the fucking advice to have, the girl have a conversation with the person that did that to her is a crazy ass.
Yeah, you like go and confront him.
Yeah, it's like, do your damn job, be the adult in this scenario, and explain like, hey, this is not something that we do. You can't say boys will be boys, because if you don't rectify that from a young age, and we kind of talked about this already, this shit's gonna be something that's perpetual, that's gonna happen in their adult lives.
Yeah.
Also, I'm teaching my kids how to fight. So it's like, if you tell them to like, you just handle it yourself. My kids will handle that, brother. It may not be to your liking. It'll be to my liking.
Yeah. They'll handle it.
They'll handle it.
So Reddit deemed not overreacting. I mean, there's not a flare for it, but that was what all the comments said.
Yeah.
It's my accountie said, counselor's life lesson, quote, when you're grown up, if a man slips a roofie into your drink, you should have been
close the lid.
you
Just
should
has a crush on you.
you should have been watching it, and B, you should be grateful because he likes you. It's just like end quote. And that's like exactly where this escalates to down the line, which is insane. So like I said, there are quite a few updates here. They're not super long, but we get to see the process of Hopi getting their revenge.
Cool. I hope people get fired.
Yes. That's why I'm like, not even training correction. I think they need to find a new job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe counselor isn't your calling.
You're not quite cut out.
Yeah. So update, I just got my daughter's side of the story for how the conversation went down, and it's even worse than how the lady described in the email, which was already bad. This lady gets my daughter out of class and sits her down. Mind you, I asked for a report to be filed, and they were supposed to be talking to her about just to get my daughter's account of what happened. So my daughter says the lady sat down and asked her to tell her what happened. My daughter explained what happened. This lady then tells her that this issue is a 1 out of 10 in terms of severity. She says if something is a 1 to 5, you know what you should do. Handle it yourself.
See, this is what I'm talking about. My kids will. You tell my kid that. I hope you do.
I'll fight them poison with poison, baby.
And then I'm telling my kid, you know what? Put lead all up in that counselor's drink.
You should have been watching it, counselor.
That's a 1.
And this being a 1 means you shouldn't have told a teacher and tried to work it out on your own. My daughter asked her, well, then what's a 6 to 10? The lady said something serious like cutting your arm off.
This lady does not want to be burdened to do her job.
That's a 6.
She needs to find a new one.
Fire.
That's insane. My daughter was fucking shocked. I think this is the first time she's been acutely aware of an adult being so in the wrong. My daughter confirmed this lady said the boy probably had a crush on her, and that's why he probably did it. Along with the make sure to watch your water bottle, don't leave it around BS. I'm so fucking pissed off. If she would have just listened, reported, and contacted the boy's parents and made sure it was clear he can never do this again, that would have been the end of it. Now I find this counselor just as big or bigger of an issue than the incident itself. I'm so mad and sick to my stomach. So that was update 1. So basically just confirming how bad the meeting was and how bad this counselor was. Update 2. I slept on it and wrote an email to the principal, counselor, and some other lady that they had tagged, quote, if I wanted to actually report an incident, after telling me and my daughter to let it go. By the way, the principal was all in the email thread already. I factually described what happened, what was said in the email, quoting emails from the counselor, what was said to my daughter, and simply asked if everyone at the school is in agreement with how this incident was handled and the message that was sent. I referenced the harm of messaging to girls, quote, boys hurt you because they like you, end quote, that everyone had mentioned, and also asked if they support what was said to my daughter. I said whether they support this response or disagree with what was done, I would like that conclusion in writing. I'm giving them one last opportunity to correct this before deciding what to do next. So I think that's pretty good. Trying to get it in writing, as John says. That's always a good idea.
The district is about to go bankrupt.
Update 3. To clarify, these were mechanical pencil sticks that can puncture skin or soft tissue, not a literal piece of dull lead from a tip. Also, I'm aware that it's not actual lead and just called it that. My concern was the puncturing the tissue, not poison. I mean, it's probably still not great to eat those things.
No.
Yeah, they're not edible.
No.
Guys.
Also, off topic, 0.5 or 0.7?
I can't do the 0.5 because it snaps too easily.
I like pens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like real pencils, to be honest, but I don't use the mechanical ones.
I'm a 0.5 guy.
Okay, you're a fine point.
I'm a fine Point writer, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Respect
gotta say,
that.
even when I had mechanical pencils, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what.
like me with brushing my teeth, I always go too hard, and it's just
Bro, my shit's fucked up all the time.
my gums are fucked.
I get yelled at by Juliet. She's like, you know how many times I had to replace your bristles? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Switch to soft bristles if you haven't. It actually helps a lot.
No, I just I'm more gentle now. I'm just like,
Just dainty.
yeah, dainty.
Did you know you're not even supposed to do this?
Really?
It's crazy. You're just supposed to go mechanical if you have like a electric brush. You just
section by section.
Mm.
you just move tooth by tooth. Don't even do any motion. It's doing all the motion.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's what I've been told.
I'm just going like back and forth on one side and then down, up.
I'm just
Up.
Yeah, they said when you go like side by side, they said that ruins your gums.
Enamel, right? And then
Yeah, some shit
okay.
like
that
So
explains
they're like,
a
if
lot.
you want like good gum health, you want it at a 45-degree angle.
Whoa.
And then just hold it. And then move tooth by tooth and just hold it for a little.
You put it in your mouth, Sean. I want to see what it looks like.
No, I'm good.
Clip that.
No, I'm good.
All right. Back to
Put
the
that mouth through,
story.
Sean. Come on now.
Find out on the $20 tier.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
AKA the throat goat.
Also, I got a call from a woman at the school who is actually in charge of writing up the incidents, and she 100% acknowledged this should have been reported and handled as more of a serious issue. I can't tell you how much better it felt simply hearing someone acknowledge the problem. She isn't in charge of the counselor and said she saw my email, though, and is curious to see how they respond. Still waiting to hear the response. I'll figure out the next steps from there. After asking some other people I know in the area that are teachers, they were shocked with the response. I'm expecting some kind of apology to come through, but we will see. Final update. So there was discussion among the staff and found big differences on opinions from the counselor and others, and it was decided to, in fact, create an incident for this. That was a weird sentence, but
The fact that it was divided is crazy.
Seriously.
That's
What kind of culture is at this school?
I mean, it could have been divided with the counselor on one side and everyone else on the
Everybody quite literally.
other. Yeah,
everyone
we
else.
don't quite know, but others found tampering with another kid's food or drink a major issue.
Especially you don't know what kids are allergic to. I feel like
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, Sean.
you could have a fucking goddamn peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Dude. God forbid.
He's switched in 2025.
I'm all about, nah, fuck y'all.
Weed them out.
It's evolution,
You
baby.
couldn't even do it. So-
I'm just kidding.
They then
I'm
called the
joking.
kid down to the office and called his mother. His mother apparently was horrified, apologized, and agreed to the punishment/action the school had decided on. I'm not aware of what it is, but I was fine that it was reported and addressed. The principal met with me and was very apologetic and acknowledged the response from the counselor was wrong. He asked me to come down and chat with the counselor and himself, and I agreed. I sat down with the principal and the counselor, and it went like this. I reiterated my offense about her bringing romantic feelings or motivations into the conversation and associating/justifying the behavior with harmful actions.
Yeah.
I used a lot of your comments to help support how telling girls this is just how boys behave when they like can lead to women gravitating towards harmful and abusive relationships. Mind you, when I'm telling her this, her face is like a surprised Pikachu turned into a scowl. I told her, clearly by your face, I can see we have a disagreement here. Do you understand where I'm coming from at all? She kept saying things like, well, I don't know what your daughter said, or I don't know what your daughter's takeaway is. And multiple times I had to reference the fact that I had in writing from her what she said she said.
You dumb bitch. That's what you get.
Fire her.
The most hilarious part about this is that the principal kept backing me up saying, yeah, I read that part in the email too. It was there.
Got him.
She tried directing blame or confusion on my daughter multiple times, but you better believe I had the emails pulled up on my phone ready to reference each time.
I love it.
She even said,
This counselor loves blaming the kids.
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
for a counselor, she needs a lot of therapy. It's like
Yeah.
for conflict
You do
management.
need counseling. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
She even said, I'm a feminist, in which I said, I don't know what your personal beliefs or stance are, but somehow they got extremely disconnected or reflected in your words that were a net negative outcome for my daughter's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I would not let the conversation go or let her deflect blame until I 100% got her to acknowledge this. I was incredibly patient and calm because, to be honest, my goal wasn't to fire anyone. I genuinely wanted to come a better understanding so that she approached these situations differently.
She got herself fired.
Yeah, it's like the first story.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the reason she got fired.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think she got fired from what we can tell, but
Damn it.
I also asked that they create training and supportive documents around how to handle these situations that is both transparent to the staffs and the kids, since there seems to be a massive gap in understanding how this can be such a serious consequence. I picked up my kid and she was all smiles as we talked about it, and I role-played my side of the convo versus the counselors. We got boba while we were talking about how she's going to vet the loves of her life.
Hell yeah. The good kind, not the fucking Montreal shit.
What was the Montreal shit?
The white boba.
The boba? What do you call that?
Oh, the fucking on the
Dragon's
Canadian
Den.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
It's Dragon's Den. Respect the name at least.
Oh, sorry.
Canadian
I'm sorry.
Shark
I'm
Tank.
sorry. It's the fucking same shit.
I think it was.
My bad.
I think it was
I didn't know you
first.
said- Huh?
I think it was before Shark Tank.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
then we got the American Dragon's Den or whatever.
Listen, you guys get everything else. Let us have this.
Nah, we got Shark Tank, bro.
Y'all got TikTok. Y'all won. Y'all fucking won.
Yeah, then Trump's going to take us and we're not going to have it anymore. It's a vicious cycle to be Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
We could all move to Mexico.
I'm down.
She even said, if boys like you, they should say something nice or just tell you. We then went on to list all the ways we thought it would be nice to have someone show that they like you. And that is the final update. So I think it was a productive process. You know, there's now rules and steps to take for counselors and students if this happens. And I think they've built a better, what would you call it?
Protocols and
procedure.
Yeah.
Procedures. Yeah, that's kind of a thing too. I'm not gonna lie. I was probably one of those stupid ass kids who, like, you know, stupid guys that did that shit to, like, oh, I like you, so I'm gonna mess with you type of deal. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like that growing up, but as you get older, it's like what the last thing the OP says, like, yeah, if you want to say you like somebody, say something nice about them.
Mhm.
And I think that's a philosophy that a lot of, like, guys, especially like younger men, like growing up, that they need to learn how to do that. Like, express.
And John, like I'm not, like, it's not the kid's fault necessarily. It's these people in places of power that allow that to fester and them
they
to
encourage it.
to grow up to be pieces of shit. It's like, no, they should be punished for that behavior, taught that's not okay, and then taught how to properly communicate to people.
Punish might not be the word that I'm looking for. More like reinforce positive behavior in a better way. I mean, some people might react negatively to that, but I do. I kind of wish in the very beginning, the first approach and the first procedure should have been having a conversation with the kid that kind of poisoned the water. I feel bad that the OP's kid had to play mental gymnastics and say, like, oh, you're telling me that I have to lose a freaking arm and a leg for this to even be taken seriously? Like, you know, as a kid,
be worth your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. To hear that as a kid, they kind of like what Sean and Josh were saying too. It's like, okay, so when I grow up, like, nothing I say is going to be taken seriously if I say that, you know, I've been, you know, harassed, or, you know, something happens to me where someone's like bothering me and all that shit. Like, no one's going to believe me unless, you know, I bleed out or like lose a limb. So, kind of like what you guys are saying. I wish this was taught like better, like, you know, in the institution, basically. So, things just need to get better, is what I'm trying to say.
100%. Any last thoughts, Sean, or you want to move on?
No, we can move on.
All right.
Like, cause
Say it.
I'm teaching my kids.
cause it's pretty much just that. Like, ooh. But I was gonna say also, it may be better that this counselor wasn't fired, because then it's kind of just like she's at a place where she's on high alert, as opposed to her getting fired and go to another school to fuck up another generation of kids over there.
Fair. Yeah.
So it is probably like a better, like, the devil you know situation. She's already like on high alert.
Yeah. And
I just want her stressed out the whole time. That's all I wish for.
Yeah. And maybe make her a better counselor.
Hopefully. I don't know, but that scowl and that reaction, I'm not feeling too good about it. I feel like she's kind of set in her ways.
Yeah, that's possible as well. But hopefully
Then she'll get fired for sure.
Yeah.
She doesn't make any changes, she'll get fired for sure.
Yeah.
Get therapy.